each other were, and we're very lucky that it's worked out so well.
Here we go then, day 2. Here they come, and what a day it was yesterday, Katie.
Wasn't it fabulous? It was a wonderful day. Of course, that very first outing for the Duchess of Sussex at Royal Ascot. She aced her debut. I thought she looked wonderful. All of the press today actually looked like a modern, My Fair Lady, terribly elegant. She really did a wonderful job. They're not here, the Sussexes today. Back to work for everyone else. But of course, the Queen is here. Mark, I think you know exactly what she's wearing.
So Her Majesty looking magnificent as ever. She's wearing Stuart Harvin. It's a stunning A-line powder blue coat of the top of another Stuart Harvin dress. It's in floral silk. And then we've got those stunning shades of soft pink and blue and taupe in there as well. And then accessorised tremendously with a Rachel Trevor-Morgan powder blue hat as well, with that gorgeous, is that a kind of stunning floral on the front there.
With a bit of, dare I say, magenta or fuchsia in there as well. It's the colour of the day.
Interesting change from yesterday though, was that zesty yellow to go for those pastel shades today.
And Katie, you had breaking news for us yesterday, that wonderful news from Zara. Any breaking news for us today? What's happening?
Well, actually, there has been an announcement out at Kensington Palace this morning. They're coordinating everything just in time for Royal Ascot and all of our wonderful royal coverage. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. And you may not have heard the news, but we're going to have a royal christening next month on the 9th of July at the Chapel Royal at St James's for our very lovely new little Prince Louis. So more happy royal news. It's all happening.
That's terrific. And Zara, I must say, just like yesterday, Zara, if you're watching, congratulations, enjoy the afternoon. Now, this is Carriage 1. Who else is in with Her Majesty?
Well, sitting alongside Her Majesty the Queen is her cousin, the Princess Alexandra, a regular Ascot goer, and she often has a prize place in one of these beautiful state landau carriages, and she looks incredibly elegant this afternoon. Very hard-working member of the royal family. She's a patron of over 100 organisations, a real stalwart, and a much trusted and much loved ambassador for Her Majesty the Queen. So she gets a prize queue there alongside the Queen. You'll notice that we haven't seen the Duke of Edinburgh thus far this Ascot, and so a bit of a notable absentee. And instead, Her Majesty the Queen is joined by the Honourable Harry Herbert and Vice Admiral Tony Johnstone Burt, who is the newest member of the royal household. He is a former naval officer and the new master of the royal household. So very nice carriage there.
And Harry on the far side there, he's got a big day. He fronts Highclere Racing, famous of course for Highclere Castle and Downton Abbey and so on, and also the Royal Ascot Racing Club. We've got a major chance in our last race there, the Jersey Stakes, with a horse called Headway. That was Carriage 1, Katie. How do we line up in Carriage 2?
Carriage 2 is the Prince of Wales, riding with the Duchess of Cornwall. There they are. Duchess of Cornwall looking gorgeous. She's really pulled out some fabulous outfits actually thus far on Ascot. She's looking really lovely.
It's that mint green.
It looks like it, doesn't it? She wore a beautiful cream ensemble yesterday, and I think, that's just a glorious colour, isn't it?
It really is.
It really suits her. Well, they're joined by Peter Phillips and the Queen's grandson, that's Princess Anne's son, and his wife, Mrs. Peter Phillips, but also known as Autumn Kelly, Canadian. And looking very beautiful actually in blue and white. Now of course they'll be celebrating the news, I'm sure still, that Peter's an uncle again, because obviously Zara's had a little girl, and in fact we saw quite a bit of their children. They've got two gorgeous little girls, Savannah and Isla Phillips, who are at Trooping the Colour last weekend and at a subsequent polo match, really stealing the show. There's some wonderful footage.
Remember those pictures of Savannah, and she was trying
pushing
to
Prince George.
She was trying to make him be quiet. She put her hand over his mouth at one point, and
she did.
It's like she got her own back later on as well.
That's right. That was at Trooping, and then they were together again at polo. And I think it's lovely because you're seeing these royal cousins growing up together and living wonderful lives. And one day I'm sure we'll see Prince George and his cousins in these very carriages.
Autumn Phillips as well, very much a style icon at the moment. People are really keeping their eye on what she's wearing. I have to say, she has not let anybody down today. Looks absolutely exceptional.
This is Carriage 3.
This is Carriage 3, and we have the Lord Vestey, who is the master of the horse. So really, a very important man here today. He's responsible for the royal news, all of the carriages, all of the horses, and of course we saw him yesterday. He's joined by his wife, Lady Cecilia Vestey, who is Prince Harry's godmother, very close Majesty the Queen, the royal family, and they're joined by the Lord and Lady de Morley. That's Rupert Charles de Morley and his wife Lucinda. And Lord de Morley was in the carriage, I think along with the Queen, if my memory serves me correctly, yesterday. So a second outing in the carriage again today. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of talk of racing going on in that carriage at the moment.
And finally, Carriage 4, Katie.
In Carriage 4, we have Mr. Michael Magnier and his wife, Emily, who I think is Australian. Now, you know this couple.
Well, MV, as he's better known, heavily involved with the Cornwall operation. One of three boys, John Magnier. Obviously, the father and MV and the glasses on the near side there, Emily opposite him. And they'll hope to get off the mark. Cornwall and Ballydoyle today don't often draw a rank at Royal Ascot, but they did yesterday. They've got major chances today. Hyde Ranger probably their best chance in the Duke of Cambridge. The Duke of Cambridge, not here today.
No, there's of course the Duke of Cambridge Stakes, but the Duke of Cambridge isn't here, and he wasn't here yesterday. He was actually on an official engagement in Liverpool. I would imagine he's probably preparing for quite an important trip. He's going to Israel and the Palestinian territories next week. Really important official overseas trip, the first official overseas trip to that part of the world by a member of the royal family. So it's a shame not to see the Duke of Cambridge, but you know, he's got quite a bit on his plate. And of course, Duchess of Cambridge is on maternity leave, so that's why, if you're wondering, we haven't seen the Cambridges at Ascot. But also in that fourth carriage, the Queen's lady in waiting, Lady Susan Hussey, who is also godmother to Prince William, and she's joined by Lieutenant Colonel Charles Richards, who is the Deputy Master of the Household, so working very closely with the new incoming Master of the Household, who we saw in that first carriage. And between the two of them, they're responsible for a huge amount, not least the recent royal wedding, but all the banquets that take place at the palaces, the lunch that they will have just travelled from at Windsor Castle. Very, very important job. They really do take great care of Her Majesty the Queen, which is her way, I suppose, this is her way of thanking them and giving them a real treat on the straight mile and enjoying these wonderful views, these wonderful horses, and this historic and truly spectacular carriage procession.
So as they make their way up the straight mile, great shot to see the crowd. I just got a glimpse of the big stage with the music later. Just look in the background there, you can see everyone training to get a view. The paddock is packed again. It just never loses its popularity in the royal procession.
It does not at all, and we know for so many people it's a real highlight. They will have tried to get to the front there to catch a glimpse of the Queen. Yesterday we were speaking to people who were so excited to have seen her, and so excited as well to see the Duchess of Sussex. For people here, this is such a highlight of the day, and we know further back in the procession, school children, local people turn out, they have picnics, they all want to be there to catch a glimpse of the royals as they come past. There's a true sense of history here, isn't there? Because this has been done year after year after year. It was started back in 1825 by King George IV, and it is such a vision to see. It just looks glorious.
Led by those Windsor Greys, and Her Majesty had that runner yesterday. Katie, she missed out, which was a shame.
She might get lucky with seniority today, because, correct me if I'm wrong, but haven't Queen's horses won this particular race 3 times previously?
That's right, she's won 23 times in total at Royal Ascot, has a good record in the race. It's called the Royal Hunt Cup.
Yep.
It's at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and the last time she won it was in 1992 with the well-named Colour Sergeant.
Colour Sergeant, that's right. Well, it's going to be her cousin, who she's riding alongside in the carriage today, Princess Alexandra, who will be presenting the Royal Hunt Cup. So it'd be rather lovely if the Queen does win it, and she'll get presented with the cup by her cousin. So it would be something.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be wonderful?
And you mentioned we had the Duke of Cambridge race today. We've also got the Prince of Wales Estates, which is the richest race of the entire week. And that's the horse we were talking about at the top of the show, Cracksman, who we'd love to come and really stamp his authority and put in a superstar performance this afternoon. That will be at 4:20. The Prince of Wales Estates will be Cracksman time, we think, but you never know in racing. He's odds on, but nothing is ever that predictable. And now they're approaching past the Windsor enclosure, approaching the Royal enclosure. talking racing in the third carriage. I can guarantee you Her Majesty and Harry Herbert will be talking racing in that first carriage.
I wonder if the words motivator will pass just
Every chance, I would have thought. Every chance.
Such an amazing atmosphere here, isn't there, in the parade ring? All patiently waiting for Her Majesty to arrive.
I think, like Charlotte was saying, it really is a spectacle for everybody here. And as much as people are here for the horses, they are here for this royal procession.
Absolutely.
And this really is one of a kind. You know, we think we saw at the recent royal wedding how well, as a country,
Yes.
the royal family does pomp and pageantry. But nothing's quite like Royal Ascot.
All you need to do is look on the inside here. Everybody is either around the parade ring or on the straight mile, all waiting to just get a glimpse.
And Best in the Sunshine, Charlotte, really brings out the colours all around the racecourse.
It does. It is so glorious to see. I mean, they do it so well here, you know, with every single part of it. The flowers, the bright colours that everyone is wearing, and the Queen herself. I mean, it always puts a smile on her face coming here, doesn't it? We saw it yesterday, and there will certainly be a cheer when she comes through now. She said of this before, of my many memories, that visits to Royal Ascot with my family are among the most cherished. So we know that this is something that she really does delight in doing.
A meeting she first attended in 1945, age 19.
And a love that's really stuck ever since. You know,
And do you know what, Katie? That's so important for the sport as well. She has helped this sport of horse racing enormously. Her enthusiasm and passion for it. As the racegoers in the paddock get their first sight of the royal carriages. And the welcome, I love, Charlotte. Also that first ooh and an ah when people get
There's
out
many
of
an ooh and
picture
an
to
ah,
see
there
the first
really
carriage.
is. And that's from me mostly as well. It's so wonderful to see, as I said, the powder blue and the beautiful peonies on the front of her hat is just quite stunning, and it does pop, even though it's not one of those bright colours, those pastel shades, which are massively on trend at the moment. I do think Her Majesty sets a trend, so if I'm being perfectly honest.
well, she is. I think some would say she is the best dressed woman in the world, and I think arguably so. And you know, every outfit is catalogued, it's photographed, it's labelled. So much thought, so much planning goes into every
Incredible amounts of
outfit.
planning.
And she never puts her foot wrong, and all those tiny details are thought through. We know that she has those little weights. If she's worried about it being windy, then they keep that dress down. She has all the secrets, doesn't she, to make sure that her outfit looks absolutely stunning and never gets, falls foul of the weather or anything.
And that hat stays truly on, because it's actually quite windy here today, and Her Majesty's hat hasn't moved.
Majesty would have enjoyed yesterday with Frankie's hat trick. She knows how important Frankie Dettori is for the sport. And the Duchess of Sussex with Frankie on the podium, I think, was the defining moment of yesterday, along with Eve Johnson-Horton's celebration, training the winner of the Queen Anne, and the Gunter family with the tears after Without Parole won the St James's Palace. So here they arrive right in front of us here, past the weighing room, past the winner's circle there, and they get met by a reception line. If you haven't seen this before, Her Majesty's representative, Johnny Weatherby, will be the first to greet Her Majesty the Queen. He's the chairman of Weatherby's, 7th generation of the family to work in the business. He will greet Her Majesty, and then there's a reception line made up of Rupert Sweeting, who we'll see in a second, the chairman of the Stewards Committee, and Juliet Slott, who's the chief commercial officer, who's responsible for a lot of the innovations at the racecourse. Great to see the crowd up yesterday. She'll be thrilled with that. The new restaurants, the Michelin-starred chefs you have at Ascot, and the village.
It's constant change.
You've been to the village, which Juliet
The village
pioneered.
is fantastic. Yeah,
Opens tomorrow again.
We'll be there, Charlotte. We were there last year, we had a thoroughly good time.
So there's Johnny, that's Johnny Weatherby there, with his back to us now. And this will be the reception line I was referring to. You see Harry Herbert behind there. Now that's Sir Francis Brooke, who's a trustee. Harry Morley, to his right, also a trustee. And that's Juliet. Is that fuchsia as well, or magenta?
I think it is.
Stunning
Everyone is
hat
so,
Juliet's
and
wearing.
even Johnny Weatherby has got that colour there.
The colour of the day,
And the
obviously.
peonies
very much
in
so.
Her Majesty's hat.
Sir Francis
Well done,
Brooke on the far
ladies.
side. Sir Francis on the far side there, racing mad. He's been a trustee since 2011. Family steeped in the sport.
And talking of racing there, the Duchess of Cornwall, you know, she really knows her horses. It's one of the things.
She's an owner, yeah.
She's an owner. She's a real racing enthusiast. So for her coming to to Ascot, it is brilliant. It's a highlight of the Duchess of Cornwall's calendar as well. And I think you were talking about generations, Ed, and I think we're really seeing that echoed in Royal Ascot. This sort of the Queen handing down this love of horses, this love of Ascot. We saw it represented with the younger generation yesterday, but I think it's wonderful that the Prince of Wales is here today. He's going to be presenting that trophy later on this afternoon, and for this love of all things equestrian to be handed down is very important for the sport.
I can't emphasise how important that is for us, racing fans, and for the sport itself. Because that does need to be passed down for Royal Ascot, this wonderful institution we've got here, for the sport as a whole. You think back to Derby Day, where Her Majesty the Queen was such a big part of that day. The sport needs that to carry on, Katie, that's for sure.
Well, we'll be looking out for those famous racing colours, the purple and gold silks today, and those beautiful scarlet sleeves. In fact, talking of history, these are the same silks, the same coloured silks used by the Queen's father, George VI, and by her great-grandfather. So again, that passing down of tradition and heritage through the generations. And that's what Ascot is all about. We're seeing history reflected and celebrated.
Wonderful. Katie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You'll be back tomorrow. You two are going to head out and about. Just a warning for you, I think Piers Morgan's here, watching Good Morning Britain this morning.
We've heard such a thing.
We're
This
heading
is
the other
correct,
direction.
Have fun this afternoon. We look forward to hearing from you both. There's Her Majesty the Queen in the paddock. She just loves looking at the horses. I'm sure she'll be back in the paddock ahead of the 5 o'clock. The Royal Hunt Cup, in which she has seniority running in those famous colours that you referred to. She does look amazing. And there's Emily Magna on the left. The Royal Procession. As I said,
Thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, then please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. So from me in Shropshire, goodbye.